What a crazy morning today has been. This will kind of date the video a little bit, but I just got done watching the Oblivion remaster showcase that they just did, and it was immaculate. Every minute of it was the exact thing that I wanted. It looks awesome. I hope it's awesome. It's literally like behind my camera right now. There is my Xbox is installing it right now. It says it's going to be done in about 30 minutes. I cannot contain my excitement, but that is not why I'm making a video today. I wanted to talk a little bit about a game I was playing yesterday that now I'm not sure if I'm going to have a lot of time for because I'm going to be playing Oblivion Remaster. But I've been playing a lot of Atomfall by Rebellion. It's on Game Pass. That's usually how I play a lot of games now, is if they drop on Game Pass. You know, it's basically free, so you might as well install it. But I've been playing a lot of Atomfall, and it's great. I just wanted to talk about a couple of things about it. And of course, I'll throw up some gameplay on the screen so you guys can see what's going on. I think one of my favorite things about it, about Atomfall, aside just from how it is just as a survival game, is the way that you activate like questing in that game. You have to talk to a lot of NPCs, and sure, you could argue in a lot of games you have to talk to NPCs and all that jazz. But when you talk to NPCs in Atomfall, it just kind of flows naturally, like throughout the conversation. Yes, I think the NPCs talk a little bit slow, but while they're talking, they'll just mention an area, or they'll mention a person or a place or a thing, nouns. They'll mention any of that. And when they do, it'll ping a lead, is what they call it, like kind of on the top of the screen. So it basically activates your missions just by talking in natural conversation. So you could talk with virtually any of the NPCs, and you'll never know which ones are going to give you a mission and then which ones are not, which I think is really interesting, and it's one of my favorite features about it so far. The game itself is gorgeous. It is beautiful. I'll show in some of the footage as it's on the screen, but it's very lush. It's very vibrant. It's a very pretty game. It's fun to walk around and kind of explore and find things. And I mean, the game doesn't always have to be pretty for me to want to love it. I mean, look at Fallout 3. It's the grayest, most brown game next to Fallout New Vegas ever made. And they're both excellent. So it doesn't necessarily have to be pretty to draw you in, but that game is very, very pretty. Even running on Series X, I think it looks really, really good. There's some small things that you can do in that game that I think are really neat too. Like there's a metal detector that you can get. I only just found out recently that you don't have to buy the metal detector in the game. I bought it because I didn't know that you could just find it naturally in the world. There is a little lake area where you can find like a dead guy, like right at the beginning of the game, where he... Sorry, my dog's out there doing something. Where you basically find a body in a lake, and you can just go search his body, and he has a metal detector on him. But I ended up trading for the metal detector at a bar in a town called, or it's a village called Wyndham in the game. Wyndham is it's a very early on like settlement. You start in Slattendale, which is the name of the first map that you're in, and Wyndham is part of Slattendale. Like you're able to go to it and all that. Everything in that game it's really explorable, for lack of a better term. Like, so there's caves literally everywhere. You can find like mines in the game. There's tons of outposts. There's bunkers. The bunkers are really interesting because they're very similar to vaults in Fallout. Just not as big or as interesting as vaults in Fallout. But they are like, giant doors that you open up and you go into them, and you can either find story stuff or you can find like training stimulants, which is like how you upgrade yourself in that game. But you can find a plethora of things. I only just figured out how to upgrade my weapons in that game because it doesn't do a great job telling you like how to do things. You have to actually dig through the menus and find what you want to do. Like the gunsmith ability, like sure, I overlooked it the first time I played it, but when I Googled and I was like, hey, like how do I do this? All you have to do is upgrade your gunsmith ability, and then boom, you have a whole menu where you can craft. Well, not necessarily craft weapons, but it's just upgrade weapons, as far as I'm aware so far. But it's great. I'm having a good time with it. It is definitely kind of a like stuck in the game library kind of game for me. Like I'm gonna play it if there's nothing else available, which is unfortunately I feel like a lot of games hit that. Especially with Oblivion Remaster coming out today. But Atomfall is really good, and if you're kind of considering just honestly like a double A game that you just want to boot up and just run around and explore in, I think it's worth that, and it's really fun. Also, a side note: if you see robots in that game, like almost mech robots, maybe twice your size, they will literally beat your ass. Like those robots, they are very strong for no reason. Some of them shoot fire at you, and those ones are a little easier to kill because they just have big tanks on them that you just shoot. But there's other ones as well that shoot you with machine guns, and they'll get you from a distance, and you die very quickly in that game. Because as far as I'm aware, I don't think there's any like armor system at all, which is a shame, but it is what it is. But yeah, so robots they'll get you. So watch out for them if you're playing that game. But overall, yeah, great game, great atmosphere. It's really it's well made. I really like the telephone booths that are there, kind of scattered about. You answer the phone whenever it rings when you run by it, and there's some ominous voice telling you things. Either it's telling you where to go, or it's telling you things that you're doing in the moment are good, and it'll like kind of like string you along as you're going, which is really interesting. I don't know. I just think it's really cool that you can answer the phones like that and you just hear weird stuff. It does remind me. It's like, I know a lot of people compare it to Fallout, and it's not Fallout, but I can't really compare it to anything because I feel like it's its own thing. So it's not like it has similarities to Fallout, like in terms of being a survival game and walking around and crafting stuff and having RPG elements. I don't think I would even call it an RPG, but it has RPG elements, which is cool. But Fallout-esque, it's just a first-person shooter survival game, and I think it's its own thing because it does it pretty okay. It's not a 10 out of 10 game by any stretch of the imagination, but it is really cool. And I think if you find it, if you're on PlayStation or PC, well, I guess it's probably on PC Game Pass, but if you're on PlayStation, I think it's definitely probably worth waiting for a sale. Like if you can get it for $30 or $40, I think it's a great game. But if you can get it on Game Pass, whether that's on PC or on Xbox, virtually for free, primo is what I was trying to do. Primo. Good deal right there. Now, I do plan on I'm probably going to end up making Oblivion remastered stuff now too. I've been making a lot of Fallout lore videos you guys have probably seen, and I wanted to start doing these kind of like talking head videos, for lack of a better term, just where I can yap about games and stuff in my spare time. But Oblivion Remaster, I feel like has so much potential to have so much lore behind it that has never been explored for the past 20 years since the game has been out. Or at least if it has, not probably to the extent that we could now, which I think would be really fun. I could do brief history videos on certain locations in Oblivion if anybody wanted anything like that specifically. But I could also do like character videos on, different characters in Oblivion. I could also do different, environments, you name it. I could probably do it. Oblivion, I played way back in 2006 when it came out, and I played it on Xbox 360, and it was wonderful. And it was a game that I think really changed my perspective on video games back then. So them just potentially announcing a remaster at all, it's substantial, huge, some would even say. It honestly excites me. It's immeasurable. I cannot describe to you my excitement right now to play this game. Even though I've been playing Atomfall for the past, I've been playing it for the past week, maybe. I've put about 7 hours into Atomfall. So usually when I come home from work, I'll play like an hour or two or something like that. But the past, yesterday, I played it for 3 hours straight. And it was great. It was a good time. I was having a good time. But all I'm saying is Oblivion is going to take up all of my time. And I'm not mad about it. It's going to be great. And If you want to see Oblivion content, please let me know. I might even just make some just for fun, just to have a couple videos here and there to kind of talk about the characters or the environments, kind of like what I mentioned a moment ago. But check it out. Fallout controller. Anyway, anyway, that's pretty much my brief thoughts about Atomfall. If you've played Atomfall, let me know what you think about it. I'm curious. I do like it a lot. I just think it's kind of a back burner game, you know, just to play between big releases. It doesn't pull me in quite as hard as I want it to, but overall, it's still pretty cool. But tell me, what do you think of Atomfall, and are you playing Oblivion Remastered today? Because I guess today, this video is probably releasing a week or so after I record it, so hopefully you've played it by now. But, and you know, maybe we get some impressions videos out there and things like that. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Thanks for watching. If you've made it this far, my name is Austin, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.